Hello everyone, my name is Pukar Dhital. I'm an English instructor and today we're following Grade 5 English. We'll be covering the portion of reading comprehension from the chapter Describing People. So let's begin the class.
So let's begin the chapter, which is Unit 5, Describing People. So let's observe the picture here, first of all, okay? So let's observe all these pictures that's given here. An old lady, a little girl, a boy who is rather fat, and a woman with perhaps a book in her hand. So let's observe the picture here and let's read this out. So as you read, one of you can read being A. From the classroom, you can raise your hand, participate, and be the character. Like one of you take the role of A, the other would take the role of B, and you can then switch the reading task. So let's go. Let's begin the reading. What is C like? C is old and thin. She's wearing a sari, a choli, and earrings. All right. So again, remember the chapter name is Describing People, and in this way, the old lady described here, or shown here, is described. What is she like? She's old and thin. She's wearing a sari, choli, and earrings. Look at this little girl. What is she like? She's young and smart. She's wearing a frock. Or you can even say she's young and smart. She's wearing a yellow frock. What is he like? He's fat and short. He's wearing a shirt and pant. What is she like? She looks plump. She's a teacher and she's carrying a book. So here we go. She's a teacher who is carrying a book. So this is a very simple way of describing people as taught here in this particular page. So as we move further, chant this poem here. There was a crooked man and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked stile. He bought a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house. So it defines a person who is crooked. In a way, it's a wonderful poem, a very humorous poem, where everything that he comes across in life is crooked or it's crooked. So let's continue. Now, this is something a teacher can do, a very simple game, let's say. Teacher describes one of the students in the class, like for instance, I'm thinking of a person, his hair is wavy, he has large eyes, his nose is long, etc. And the rest of the students then guess the particular person. They might ask question, is he Ramu or is he Dev or Kumar or Rajkumar or Devanand, whatever, all right? And then the game goes on, and then some students can come forward and then guess about the person. But as you describe the person, you cannot name him or name her. You have to describe how he looks or how she looks, right? For instance, if I'm here to say, I know a person, he puts on spectacles, his hair is short, he's dark, and he has put on a shirt and a pant. So then you can just look around your classroom and figure out who the person is. And the first to tell the person name correctly would get the same chance to describe a particular student or friend from your class. So this is how the game can be circulated. A teacher can start by guessing a certain student, his clothes, the way he looks, anything. And then the other students will have to guess that, okay? So a fairly simple game. Now let's look at this. Very interesting chapter. This is the reading comprehension section. Now see some famous scientists. Now here are two questions asked first of all. Who invented steam engine? Why is Edison famous? So after reading the passage, we'll come across these two questions, okay? So first of all, let's read. Look at the picture given there. James Watt, 1736 to 1890. They're all AD, all right? They're all in the state. James Watt was born in 1736 and died at the age of 83 in 1819. He was a Scottish engineer. In the beginning, he made mathematical instruments. Later in his life, he invented a successful steam engine. We can travel faster nowadays because he made the first working engine. So before James Watt, people relied heavily on muscle. So because of his inventions, our civilization slowly moved from muscles to engine. We started relying more on engine. But anyways, so we find the first answer right here. Who invented steam engine? So you can here write, remember it's asked in simple past, so answer in simple past. So the answer could be James Watt invented steam engine. Simple. Now let's continue further. Now Louis Pasteur, 1822 to 1895, observe his picture as well, was a great French scientist. He showed that germs and bacteria make food go bad and cause many illnesses. We are safe from many diseases today because he made vaccinations for deadly diseases such as anthrax and rabies. Pasteur proved that milk could be safer to drink by heating it. This process is called pasteurization. So see, from Louis Pasteur came the name pasteurization, because he proved that, hey, milk is far more safer to drink once you boil it, once you heat it. Before that, people were not quite familiar with diseases, especially what is bacteria, what is germs, we're not quite aware. So he proved that it's germs and bacteria that spoils the food and makes people ill. So that's Louis Pasteur. We also say Louis Pasteur. Okay, Louis Pasteur. And I'm sure many of you have heard his name, right? A man of experiments who has conducted many experiments in his life. His name is Thomas Alva Edison. The American inventor Thomas Alva Edison became famous because he made over 1,000 new inventions. He was born in 1847 and died in 1931. His inventions changed the world forever. One of them was electric light bulb or electric lamp. It was a filament or thread inside a glass bulb with the air removed. He also invented phonograph. Phonograph is an American word for record player. Today we can listen to music because Thomas made this machine. You see, from record player to light, many inventions. He gave a breakthrough to many inventions. Very important guy in the field of science. He has more than 1,000 patent rights under his name. That's remarkable. All his life he kept on experimenting. He was never afraid of failures and eventually became one of the most successful men in the human history. Let's continue. Alfred Nobel was a Swedish scientist. He invented dynamite. It is an explosive which causes destruction. Later in his life, he was so upset because his work caused much destruction. Because sadly, dynamite was used more in battlefields than for the purpose of reconstruction or construction. Later in his life, he was so upset because his work caused much destruction. When he died, he left his fortune to pay for Nobel Prizes for physics. They are given every year for literature, chemistry, physics, medicine, and peace. They are the greatest prizes so far. So, of course, every year, Nobel Prizes that we often hear about, all right? So, whatever wealth he had, he left it to be paid for those Nobel Prize winners. And under several sectors, Nobel Prize is awarded, like literature, chemistry, physics, medicine, peace, mathematics, of course, many sectors it covers as of today. Now, the source is Disney Children's Encyclopedia. Now, the next exercise, its heading is the following are the meanings. Now, the following are the meanings of the underlined words in the reading text. So, whatever words are underlined in the reading text, all right, its meanings are given here, which I'm about to write. So, write an appropriate words against its meaning. So, we've got to figure out that word, underlined word rather, and figure it out what that word means. So it's more like match the following, right? Write an appropriate words against its meaning. So the first one is to heat milk to kill bacteria. Let's go to number 2. An injection to stop disease. Wealth. And then we have damage. Taken away. An explosive, a thin thread or wire. So let's go back to the passage to find its meaning out. Okay, so see, the following are the meanings of the underlined words. So these given here, they are all the meanings of the underlined words in the reading text. Write an appropriate word against its meaning. So you got to figure out the appropriate word and define this meaning. Okay, so to heat milk to kill bacteria. What is it called? So let's read this particular passage here. So if you read the passage, you'd come across the section where, under the section Louis Pasteur, you'd come across the word pasteurization, right? So yes, to heat milk and to kill its bacteria, the process is called pasteurization. Pasteurization, pasteurization. Now, in the passage, make sure to underline the word vaccination, right? It's not underlined there in the book, but I want you to underline it yourself. Underline the word vaccination in the Louis Pasteur section. And yes, the answer to number 2 would be then vaccination, VACCINATIONS, vaccinations. Number 3, again, I want you to underline the word number 3. It comes in the section Thomas Alva Edison. In fact, I want you to come to the section Alfred novel where you would come across the word fortune. When he died, he left his fortune. Underline the word fortune. It's not underlined in the book. And here, wealth indeed here means fortune. Okay? Fortune, fortune. And similarly, the rest, damage, taken away, an explosive. For the damage, again, you can come in the section Alfred novel and underline the word destruction. Destruction for damage, right? And then here you can write destruction. Damage, it's destruction. Tructio in destruction. So this is how you can do this particular work. Okay, rest, the words are underlined, you can get it from the book itself. Now let's move further. This you can either do it in the classroom or you can do it as a homework. Let's move further. Now it's simple, fill in the blanks. Edison made over 100 inventions. In fact, it's 1,000 inventions. He had more than 1,000 inventions. Add one more zero here in his name. 2 of them were phonograph and, so you got to read, and electric bulb or electric lamp. There's no, now again, read the section. So once you read that passage, you come across, there's no air inside the electric bulb. Nowadays, we can travel faster because of James Watt. Because he was the one who invented steam engine. He, in a way, gave birth to engine. And of course, a big credit goes to James Watt. And Alfred Nobel was upset because his work caused much destruction. Because dynamite was often used in war. So see, this is how this fill in the blanks is done. Now, let's continue further. Okay, look at this. Read and maths, very simple. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm just going to read the name. Louis Pasteur, James Watt, Thomas Alva Edison or Thomas A. Edison, Alfred Nobel, light, war, medicine, and traveling. See in what way this name can represent these words given in section B. Alright? So you can just read and match the following here. And as you match the following, don't go like crisscross like this. Don't write like this. Alright? No crisscrossing. Instead, you just write Louis Pasteur. He used a ruler to draw a straight line, and he was definitely about medicine. See, this is how it can be done. Rest, you can do it in the classroom or you can do as a homework. Now, we have here question and answer. See, read, and answer. Number 1, what is a phonograph? So it's a very simple answer. What is a phonograph? So if you look at this section under Thomas Alva Edison, you'd come across the answer. I'm just going to do number A, and B, C, D, you can do it as a homework. And it says phonograph is an American word for record player. See, the answer is done. And look at number B now. We go to number B. And it says, how did, remember the auxiliary verb here, simple past again, how did James Watt start his career? How did James Watt start his career? And you can, as you begin the answer, James Watt, make sure as you write it down, started. Take the start to simple past with past participle. Why? Because here is did here. Take the answer to simple past. James Watt started his career. Read the passage under James Watt to figure out the answer. Now, let's go to number C. Very simple answer. What are the Nobel Prizes given for every year? What are the Nobel Prizes given for every year? Finally, number D. So maybe you can figure it out more from the internet. Maybe there are more sections added to Nobel Prizes, right? So you can definitely update your answer. Number D. So what causes food to go bad? Again, a very simple answer which you'll find under Louis Pasteur. All right. So this question answer, you can definitely do it at home. Remember for number D, germs and bacteria cause food to go bad. But as you add germs and bacteria, all right, take this causes to cause. Germs and bacteria cause food to go bad. That's how number C can be done. Let's move further. Now complete word waves with the words given in the box. Now, again, remember it's all about describing people. As you describe people, we all look at it. Our eyes. We all have different eyes, right? Some of your eyes brown, some of you might have very dark eyes or hazelnut eyes. Some of you might have, well, turquoise eyes. How about that? Green eyes? Or maybe even blue eyes. So, what do you say? You just fill in the words here. And by the way, rather than doing this in the book, what I advise you to do it in a paper. Take a big paper like this, cut it round, at the center write eyes, Okay? Or maybe you can draw a big circle in the chart paper. Right? On the chart paper, you can draw a big circle, write eyes, and give an arrow like this, and write what could be possible option for eyes. Well, eyes could be blue. Well, eyes could be brown as well. Eyes could be big. Eyes could be round as well. And of course, eyes could be black. So you might have a repetition here. For face, obviously, it can be round face. It can be oval face. So this way, you figure it out and add words to each of these three words here, all right? That is eyes, face, and hair. So this is how you can do. Rather than doing it in the book, like I said, do it in the chart paper, all right? Here's a chart paper, a big chart paper, or maybe F-size paper. That is also fine. And then at the center, write eyes here, and draw a box like that, a similar box like that, and you can do the answers right here, all right? So in one chart paper, I'm sure 3 would fit pretty easily. This is rather a small drawing, so you can get the bigger version of this thing. Okay, so before we conclude this chapter describing people, let's come to number 12. Read about Mandira and make similar sentences for the following. Now here are options given here. Mandira, Rampur, student, 10 years, class 5, father, and finally a teacher. Now here are these words or phrases given, and you have to make a wonderful paragraph out of it. Like, I'm going to add something here. Okay, the book. Your book describes it as, my name, from the first person, my name is Mandira. I live in a small village, Rampur. Live in a small village, Rampur. I'm a student. I'm 10 years old. See? So here comes Mandira. My name is Mandira. I live in a small village, Rampur. I'm a student. I'm 10 years old. I'm going to add something here. I'm 10 years old. My hobby is to sing and read. My hobby is to sing and read novels. I am in grade 5. There are 20 students. 20 students in grade 5. I have 6 members in my family, including my grandfather, and let's move forward, grandmother. My father, again, this is from the option that we've been given. My father is a teacher and my mother is a nurse. So you can add this thing, right? You can add this thing and make a beautiful paragraph out of the phrases and sentences given. I'm going to write some phrase and sentence for you. You can do it as a homework. Now, as we start, for number A, start as the words which you have to make a beautiful paragraph out of it. Kiran is student. Sonapur, class 6, 11 years, father, a businessman, and very rich. See? So here we have Kiran, student, Sonapur, class 6, 11 years, father, a businessman, very rich. Number B. Pemba, Anikpur, class 3, 8 years, members, 10, father, a carpenter. So Pemba, Anikpur, class 3, 8 years, members 10. Maybe, she has 10 members in her family. And father, who is likely to be a carpenter. So you elaborate this words or phrases and make a beautiful paragraph out of it. This, you can do it as a homework. And if you have any queries, feel free to email us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you very much.